For the final part of this topic, I'm going to be showing you how to divide fractions. Now, often we think of division as being a little bit more difficult, but dividing is just one extra step compared to multiplying, okay? And I'm going to show you what I mean. So Joyce is making sushi rolls. She needs 1/4 cup of rice for each roll. How many can she make if she has 3 cups of rice? Well, to simplify this, really I'm just going to show you a really basic diagram. Here are 3 circles. Each one of these represents 1 cup. Okay, so there's our 3 cups. Now look what happens when we split each of them into fourths. It shows us how many we need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cups of rice, or I'm sorry, 12 sushi rolls you can make out of the 3 cups. So that's kind of what we're doing when we're dividing, but let me show you how to do it without a diagram. Before you start dividing fractions, you must understand what a reciprocal is, okay? The reciprocal is really just the reverse of a fraction. All right, think of it that way. When you multiply reciprocals, you get 1. So what we're doing here to have the reciprocal, we're flipping the 1/4 into the 4, which is your denominator, becomes the numerator, and the numerator then becomes the denominator. Watch what happens when we multiply them. 1 times 4 is 4, 4 times 1 is 4, 4 over 4 is 1. So whenever you multiply a reciprocal by the original fraction, you're going to get 1. Again, to make a reciprocal, you just flip the numerator and denominator. Why is that important? Well, I'm going to show you. Going back to our original problem, we wanted to see 3 divided by 1/4. Okay, so we're taking our 3 cups and we're dividing it by a 1/4. Watch what happens when I take that second number and make it into a reciprocal. To do that, I'm also going to change the division into a multiplication. So now, I take my first number, I make the division a multiplication problem, and I reciprocate. I reverse the 1/4 into 4 over 1. Now remember, 3 is the same as 3 over 1. So now we just multiply across and we get 12 over 1, when you know is the same answer that we got before. So this is really what it is. Division is not any more difficult than multiplication when doing fractions. Let's look at the following examples. 4 divided by 1/2. Now remember, we write down our first number, 4, change the division to multiplication, and flip the second number. 1/2 turns to 2 over 1. Put our 1 across, and we get 8 over 1, which is the same as 8. Okay, next problem. We're going to keep our first number, 1/2. We're going to change the division to multiplication. And now remember, 5 is 5 over 1. So now we're going to change this to 1/5. Alright, and we get the answer of 1/10. Look at the last one. Keep the 3/4. Change division to multiplication and flip the last number. So we can cross cancel then too. If you see in this one, this 4 becomes a 2 and the 6 becomes a 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 1 is 2. And then later on, we must convert that into 4.5. So that is how you divide fractions when even dealing with mixed numbers. The only difference with mixed numbers is you have to convert to an improper fraction first, just like we did with multiplication.